In this lecture of electrical measurements, I'll be discussing on the errors in measurements. The measurement error is defined as the difference between the true or actual value and the measured value. So, what is this true or actual value? So, this true or actual value which we can able to get by taking an average of infinite number of measurements, and the measured value is the value which we will be taking at that instant of time, that we call it as precise value as well. So a difference between this true value and the measured value, we call it as the measurement error. For example, if the value of the resistor is 10 kilo ohm, so 10 kilo ohm is taken to be the true value of the measuring system, and by means of the ohm meter which we are using for the purpose of measurement of the resistor, we are taking a reading of 9 kilo ohm. So an error will be 10 kilo ohm minus 9 kilo ohm, that is 1 kilo ohm. So here 1 kilo ohm is the error of the instrument. So now coming to different types of errors. Errors can be classified as gross error, systematic error and random error. Again, this systematic error can be divided as instrumental error, environmental error and observational error. Then this instrumental error, which is caused because of the loading effect of the system, misuse of instruments and inherent shortcomings of the instrument. So coming to the details of the gross error. So this gross error, it is caused due to human mistakes. So since if you are taking much care while taking the readings, then it can be controlled. So this gross error is controllable. Under this gross error, first we are having reading error. So this reading error, which is caused by when we are taking the readings, the one who taking the reading, they will be making certain mistakes. That is the reason for reading error. For example, here we can able to see that the length measurement by using a scale. So in the first case, you can able to see that it's given only in terms of meter. The centimeter and millimeter dimensions were not given. So during that time, we approximated the reading as 50 centimeters. In the next case, in the second case, you can able to see that the millimeters, the centimeters and meter is given. So in that one, approximated the reading is 60 centimeters. Next, it is given all the readings in terms of millimeters, centimeters and meters. So here you can able, the third case, you can able to get the accurate reading of 60.1 centimeter. So the ways in which we have used the system for measurement, that also gives an impact over the reading error. Second one is the recording error. So this recording error, which is caused because of the too many tracks, if you are taking at the same time for the purpose of recording, then there is a chance of recording error. So that can also we can able to avoid by taking only one track for the recording at that instant of time. The third one is the calculation error. Calculation error usually will be making while taking the calculations. During that time, it can able to make it an error. For example, here you can able to see that 1 plus 1 is 2 actually, but it is given as 3. So such mistakes we can able to make. So that will come at end as the calculation error, and that will cause for the gross error. So these are the three types of gross error. Next one is the systematic error. So this systematic error means it is the inherent errors of the instrument or the method. So there are this instrument error can happen first by means of the inherent shortcoming in the instrument. For example, the errors due to friction and hysteresis, etc. So this we can't able to avoid. We want to do something to avoid this one. So and the second one is misuse of instruments. So this misuse of instrument means poor initial adjustment. If you are given, one of the example is poor initial adjustment. If you are making initial adjustment, any missing in the initial adjustment, then that will reflect in the readings whenever we are taking. So that we call it as the misuse of the instrument. And the third one, instrumentation error, is the loading effect of the instrument. For example, extraction of additional power from the supply for measurement. when we are measuring, when we are going for the measurement, during that time the measuring system which you are using for the purpose of measurement will take some energy from the supply. So that will cause for the loading effect of the instrument. And second systematic error is the environmental error. So this causes due to the variations in environmental conditions around while taking measurements. So the major parameters are temperature, humidity, pressure, vibrations, etc. For example, we are going to measure the weight of an apple by using a weighing machine. So normal weight of an apple is about 70 gram, but because of the impact over the environmental conditions, for example wind, so because of this wind it can impact over the weighing machine, so that there may be a change in the measurement. Here you can able to see that a minus came because of the impact of the wind over the measuring unit. So such cases we call it as the environmental error. And the third systematic error is the observational error. These are the errors that arise due to an individual bias, lack of proper setting of the apparatus, or individual carelessness in taking observations. So the measurement errors also include wrong reading due to parallax errors. So this is the while observing by the observer while taking the measurements. During that time, if he is making any mistakes, then that we call it as the observational error. One of the example is parallax error. So in parallax error, you can able to see that usually when we are taking, for example, here we are taking length using a scale. So if you are looking from this side or this side, you can able to see that this will make an error in the reading. Actually, we should look exactly from here to the scale, then that will give the correct reading. So from here it's giving a reading of 4.9 centimeters, and from here it's giving a reading of 4.7 centimeters, but these two are wrong. When we look at from here what it is giving, that is the correct. So this one we call it as the parallax error. This can be avoided by the observer based on his observation. So next one is the random error. This can arise due to random and unpredictable fluctuations in experimental conditions. So this cannot be avoidable. This is happening without knowledge of the observer. This one is happening. That is, for example, it is unpredictable fluctuations in temperature, voltage supply, mechanical vibrations of experimental setups, etc. So because of these things, even error is occurring, that we call it as the random error. And also it can be errors by the observer taking the readings. For example, when the same person repeat the same observation under same condition, then sometimes it can be observed that he will be getting different readings for every time. Even though all the circumstances are the same, the readings may vary. So only possibility is that we can able to change the observer and somebody else can able to take the reading, so that we can able to get the correct reading. So such error we call it as the random error. So these are the types of errors. Thank you.